Friends, let's take some tzedakah on such a auspicious day as today, Chav Dalet Teves, the 24th day of the month of Teves. As we mentioned yesterday, the Hilula, the Yortzeit of the Alter Rebbe, Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, known as the Bala Tanya, the author of the Tanya and the author of the Shulchan Aruch Harav, where in the year 1812, 210 years ago, he physically parted from this world. The Alter Rebbe, at the age of 28, he was actually the youngest of the students of the Maggid of Mezrich. He was assigned Lithuania, where he would go spread the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov and of the Maggid. Now, that was not an easy task. Lithuania was the place of the fortress of the great scholars of that time, mostly misnagdim, those who did not accept the teachings, the new teachings of the Baal Shem Tov. In fact, as we know, he ended up being imprisoned for it, etc. The Alter Rebbe was forced many a times to hold public debates with the great scholars of the Misnagdic group. Now, the Alter Rebbe was a genius in all aspects of Torah. There was no aspect of Torah which he didn't know. And during all those debates, he usually won the debates. The debates were questions that was asked, and he was answering all the questions. And in fact, during those debates, numerous people became his chassidim. Thousands, in fact, of the original Misnagdic group became his followers. But in addition to respond to the Talmudic questions, he also had to defend the new approach of the Baal Shem Tov in terms of validating, cherishing the simple people, where at that time the learned classes would look down with scorn on the Amaratzim, on this Pshutei Am. The Baal Shem Tov came around and said just the opposite. There's a certain quality within the simple people which is even superior than the greatest Talmud Chacham, than the greatest scholar. And this is something that the established Misnagdish community did not accept. And the Alter Rebbe had to defend this and explain this. And one time the Alter Rebbe shared the following teaching of the Baal Shem Tov. As we mentioned yesterday, that the Baal HaTanya himself was seeing in the son of Rabbi Rava of the Maggid the burning bush, so he shared the thought of the Baal Shem Tov on this pasuk, where the Torah says that Moshe Rabbeinu saw the burning bush. God revealed himself balabas eish, in the flame of fire, in a thorn bush, and the bush is not being consumed. Says the Baal Shem Tov. Rashi says the heart of the flame, the essence of the fire. This represents the essence of the soul. Adam Eitzasada, says the Baal Shem Tov, says the Torah, a man is compared to a tree. There's two kinds of trees. There's a fruit-bearing tree, and then there is thorn bushes. The fruit-bearing tree is the great scholar. He gives food, gives knowledge. And he has a fire. He has a passion for Torah. But this passion, this fire is consumed. Why? Because with the knowledge that he gains and the rejoicing, the appreciation, the pleasure that he has by understanding this deep concept of Torah, that flame is being consumed. But then there is the thorn bush, the simple person, that also has a flame. But his flame is not consumed, said the Baal Shem Tov. Why? Because he doesn't feel that he has accomplished much. He doesn't feel rejoicing in his knowledge because he has little knowledge. So that flame is forever and ever burning, never gets consumed. And that's why, says the Baal Shem Tov, we have to cherish, we have to appreciate the simple people. This is where God reveals himself. In the Talmud Chacham, it's his intellect that reveals, that shines. In the simple person, it is the flame of his neshama. It is the essence of the flame, the essence of his soul, which shines forth. And thus, the importance of the simple people. Which this is the basis of the whole Hasidic teaching. And we understand why Mashiach said to the Baal Shem Tov, you spread this message, and I will reveal myself. God, make it happen today.